Hey, everybody. Happy day number 3. As you come on, as always, please do say hi and where you're tuning in from in the chat. Love hearing where everybody is coming in from. Again, this is day number 3, and we are going to be diving into some very important content today. And it has to do with 2 parts. One part, content creation and how that could lead to additional conversations, leads, and sales. But number 2, what can you do on LinkedIn to nurture your network? Meaning, what are the other ways that outside of just connecting and messaging, outside of creating content, what are those things that you could do to nurture people? Because again, we know now more than ever, there are multiple touch points now that need to be had when you are looking to bring people across the bridge, going from a connection to a client. Now, before we dive in, if anybody does want to take part in the social media prize giveaway, you can grab your phone or take a screenshot of your computer now. And again, there's going to be 2 homework winners and 2 social media winners announced at the end of today and at the end of tomorrow's session, which is our Q&A session. And don't forget, all you have to do is take a picture anytime during today's training, either a screenshot on your computer or your phone, and you just need to post it on social media of your choice, which can be Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, whatever you use most often. And you can find me on Facebook, obviously, Instagram at Scott Aaron LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn under Scott Aaron. So now drop into the chat really quickly before we begin today's session. Between everything that we've covered with the connecting, the messaging, the searching, all of those things, what has moved the needle most for you forward in everything that we've covered so far this week? So drop that answer into the chat. I would love to hear from all of you as far as what's been so meaningful that really has given you the confidence that you now know exactly what needs to be done in leveraging LinkedIn. So what has moved the needle most for you in what we've covered in between day 1, day 2, the LinkedIn rules, learning about connecting, messaging my leads, and how to structure sales calls, making time to follow the steps? Absolutely. Getting the response rate stats and what to expect. Yep, I'm a big realistic type person. I don't want to overinflate anything. Being consistent. Yep. Motivation to get this going and making time. The acceptance of a connection, sending them the message, new connection contact, the concept of a power partner. Absolutely. All those things are so vital and so important. I first want to give all of you a shout out, whether you're watching live or on the replay, for a couple of reasons. Number one, for showing up. I'm very cognizant that all of you can be anywhere you want this week, but you were choosing to spend the 60 minutes every day, Monday through Thursday with me. And I just really gratefully appreciate that. The second thing, I want to commend those that have been keeping up with the homework assignments. And the reason why I give accountability assignments whenever we do these workshops is because, number one, I want you to get used to the flow and the structure of this, but also I want you to be put into action right away. One of the biggest things that happens is we get in our heads and we try to overcomplicate and overthink the process, which means we end up doing nothing. So, and I know some of you actually have gotten responses back from your messages. Type a Y or a yes if you've gotten some responses back from your messages and even booked some calls already. Drop a Y or a yes. Raven says yes. Helene says yes. Judy says yes. Anastasia says yes. That's amazing. Tom said yes. Wow. Kareen booked one. So you guys can see this process works. Now, some people do get that immediate response. Some people, it takes a little bit of time for this compounded effect to take place. But I just want you all to know that this system that I created 10 years ago is still working to this day. This is exactly how Nancy and I have grown and scaled our business. Now, Just as a reminder, there's going to be another accountability assignment at the end of today's session that I'm going to announce, along with the 4 winners, the 2 homework winners, and the 2 social media winners. At any point during today's training, you can participate in the social media prize by just taking a screenshot and obviously posting this on the social media platform of your choice. All that has to be done before 12:30 p.m. EDT tomorrow, which is our 4th and final day, which is 60 minutes of Q&A. You guys can email me any questions that you have that you want answered. I'm also going to be sending out a form that you guys can pre-submit those questions as well. Or after we run through all of those, obviously, I'm going to open up the lines to anyone that's on tomorrow, and you can ask any and all questions that you have. Also, just remember, the replays will be posted in the Facebook group in the guides section, but also a link will be sent out each and every morning to obviously watch that back. And again, you can binge and watch all you want until 9 p.m. EDT this Sunday. So if everybody is clear on everything so far, please do drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, what we're going to be covering today is, again, a number of things. How many of you, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I always like to take the temperature of the group first. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you got things on lockdown in regards to creating your content and nurturing your network. 1, you need a lot of help. Where would you guys rate yourselves on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as the content that you're creating, but also in the means of how you are nurturing your network? So 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7. So a little bit all over the place. 10, 4, 7, 6, 9. Good. Now, no matter where you are, I'm a big believer in that there is always room for improvement. And here is why. I said this earlier this week. The peak of one mountain is the valley of the next. If we think that we know everything, we know nothing. We should always be striving for improvement, right? So it's practice over perfection. So a lot of people do seek to be perfect with everything that they do. And again, all of social media, including LinkedIn, is always changing. So it's really up to us to stay not only up to date on all the changes, all the new features, all of those things, but to make sure that we're constantly evolving as professionals. We can't get comfortable. Something that I always remind people is when getting uncomfortable becomes you're comfortable, you're doing big things. You never want to be stagnant. You never want to think you know it all. So Nancy and I, we know a lot, but there's a lot that we don't know. We are constantly researching. We are constantly looking at what's going on with everything that's going on with business, because we want to be consistently seen as knowledges of wealth, but also information sources. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. The other thing that I want to remind is I'm going to drop in the chat really quickly. If you have not yet joined the private Facebook group where the replays are being housed, but also the homework thread as well, do click on that link and request to join the group, and you'll be approved after we get off today. Also, that's also where a lot of the networking, a lot of people are sharing their wins in there, which is what we love. So again, today we're going to be going over the content that you need to be creating and ways to nurture your networks. This is important because, as I forementioned earlier this week, most people that you message are not going to respond. It's just the plain, simple truth. If people are telling you otherwise, I'm sorry, they're fabricating the story and they're lying to you. There is an overabundance of messages and connection requests going out there. So there is a smaller percentage of people responding to outbound messages. I think we can all agree upon that. Now, why it's so important to make sure that we're doing things outside of the general messaging is there are other ways to generate leads on LinkedIn without having to message people. And that is by creating content and varying the types of content that you need to create, but also ways that LinkedIn gives you to nurture your connections. Because again, people always ask me, Scott, How do I make sure that I'm nurturing the right people? How do I make sure that I'm connecting with the right people? How do I make sure I'm staying top of mind with all of my new connections? Those are things that we are going to be covering today. So if you guys are ready to dive right in, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Again, as always, I am going to be going over some slides, and then I'm going to be sharing my screen actually on LinkedIn so I can show you some examples of LinkedIn posts, how you can create them, varying the types of content that you have, but also the nurture sequence. What should you be doing to nurture your network? So I am going to share my screen really quickly. Give me 1 second. And then again, as always, I want you guys just to let me know if you can see everything clearly. Let me present this. All right, just drop a Y or a yes if you guys can see my screen and you can hear me loud and clear. I just want to make sure. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, now just remember, tomorrow, same time, 1 to 2 p.m. EDT. We're going to be doing full Q&A. So again, you can email me any of your questions, which, for some people that might be easiest. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right there. You guys already have it. It's scott@scottaaron.net. In the subject line, all you have to do is just in the subject line, question for tomorrow, type in as many questions as you want. I can put them on a list myself and ask away. So just make sure, save that email address, copy it, paste it, do whatever you need to do with it. But anyone that wants to pre-submit a question, the easiest thing would probably be to email me directly. Subject line, question for tomorrow. If everyone's clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. And I am really good at rapid fire question. So I will be answering as many questions as I can in those 60 minutes tomorrow. Now, obviously, make sure that you have joined the Facebook group, which again, I dropped that link in the chat right now again. So if you haven't yet joined the Facebook group, please make sure you do so. You'll be getting another set of emails tomorrow. You're going to be getting the replay email at 7 a.m. You're going to be getting the hour warning, 15-minute warning, and we are live warning, the replays again until this Sunday. And do post your accountability in the Facebook group under the day 3 Nancy homework thread, which I will go over at the end of today's session. Now, obviously today, what we're going to be going over are the things that you can do to position yourself as the thought leader through your content and nurturing your network. So let me ask you all a question first and foremost. If someone was to ask you, what are you best known for? Now, using myself as an example, yeah, that was a typo, Judy. It's actually July 2nd. It's July 2nd. So this Sunday, July 2nd, the replays are available till. Now, so if I was to say to all of you guys, what are you best known for? So if someone was to ask me, LinkedIn education, helping people grow their LinkedIn presence, using it to grow their business. Type in the chat, if someone was to ask you that question, what would you say? What would you say is your superpower? What are you best known for? So type it in the chat. Connecting people, Judy says. Awesome. So what are some other things that you are best known for? This is important. Leadership and team coaching, follow through. Wonderful. Listening. Great. I mean, again, these are all big quality traits that we need to have. Inspiring others, positivity, humor, helping people, forgiveness and grief issue coaching. Awesome. Collecting outstanding invoices, professional running and marathon coach, busting through belief systems. Awesome. The idea is to make sure that you are always staying top of mind with those that you're connected with. Now, the keys to your success in nurturing your network, but also creating content that really engages your audience, is when you do make a post, you want it to be relevant, you want it to be relatable, and you want it to be real. I call this the 3 R's, right? Relevant, relatable, and real. Make it something that your ideal audience would likely resonate with. Now, people ask me all the time, how do I create more engagement on LinkedIn? How do I make sure that my audience is wanting to hear what it is that I want to hear. So again, I said this earlier in the week, you really have to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal audience, right? And you should know what pain points that people have, what help they need, and how you can fill those gaps and holes. So drop a Y or a yes. If you know right now, the people that you want to work with, you know what kind of pain points they have. Drop a Y or a yes if you know the type of pain points that people that you help have, and you can fill it with what you offer. So if you know those known pain points, all you have to do is start creating content around those problems, providing some solutions. And again, it's being relevant, relatable, and real. Ideally, in the very beginning, as you go through the process. Now, drop into the chat, how many times a week are you posting on LinkedIn currently right now? How many times a week? 3, 0, 6, 1, 4 to 5, 3. So once, so people are a little bit all over the place. So I always recommend in the very beginning, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I call this, again, the bookends. You have a post going out on Monday, you have a post going out on Friday, and then you have something sandwiched right in the middle. Now, you can post up to, as many days as you want. I don't post anything on Sundays. And the only thing I do post on a Saturday is a poll question, just to kind of get some market research. You are in the business of solving problems for people. So you want to let your post reflect it, whether they are specific to your business or not. Again, you want to make sure that you're doing so relevant, relatable, and real. That's what you want things to do. You want your content to really speak to your audience. Now, the other thing is, don't make every post about your business. There's a lot of people that just promote their products, their services, their courses, their coaching. You don't want every post to be about that. Being overly promotional and salesy turns people off. And if you can agree with that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat, because we don't like being pitched and sold to. Why should we pitch and sell to other people? I like to post engaging material to bring my audience closer to me. Then I acknowledge the people that have liked, that have commented, with those private messages to nurture people. These can be conversation starters, just like your daily searches and messages that you strive to do. There are so many people that are just leaving a lot of this information on the table, and we could be benefiting so much more. This is why a lot of the programs that I've created, the program that I have, the LinkedIn membership that I have for people, it's because I want people to be constantly updated with not only resources and tools, but with the knowledge and know-how of what they can do to grow their LinkedIn presence and their LinkedIn business, but also growing their income. That's why you want to put yourself in that position of being the first to know something, the first to apply something, to move the needle of your business forward. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, when you are posting on LinkedIn, you need to make sure that your posts do one of 2 things. Number 1, make sure that your posts educate your audience on something that they need to know. So something that I educated my audience that they needed to know last week was that 3 LinkedIn features were going away as of this Monday, which is, if you did not yet have the LinkedIn profile video up, that has been removed, so you can't add it. But if you have added it, it stays. Clickable links within images from your phone to the mobile app has been disabled, but also carousels uploaded from the mobile app to LinkedIn have also been disabled. So I'm always up on blogs, I'm reading a bunch of blogs and all of those things. what I can do is stay on top of that. And I want to report that to my network because I want to educate them on something that they need to know. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. You want to be on top of your game to make sure that you are one of the first to know something new so you can educate your audience. You want to be that go-to source. The other thing is you want to make sure that your content informs your audience of something they can do to help themselves and their businesses move forward. Now, type a Y or a yes. In just these last 2.5 days of us working together, do you feel some of the things that we've gone over this week can move the needle of your business forward? Drop a Y or a yes. And again, this is that rinse, wash, and repeat. You want to make sure that you are always given something to do to not only pour into those that you're looking to help and to connect with, but you also want to make sure that everything that you're doing is value added. You want to be seen as a person of value. Do you know why? People invest in people that they see as a valuable asset, not just to be a part of their network, but for some of the things that they offer. So if you could agree with that statement that we should strive to be people of value, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. That's, again, you want to give as much as you can without having to ask for anything back in return. But when the time is right, and you can make mention of something that you have going on, you know what? You've nurtured people the right way. You've given tons of free value that people are saying, you know what? I would love to learn more. I want to talk to this person. I want to stay better connected to this person. I want to be in their sphere. Now, there are some additional questions that you want to ask yourselves, and you guys can take a picture of this, or you can write these questions down. But these are the big things. So people always ask me, Scott, how do you constantly think of new content to post? How do you constantly think of new things to talk about? So again, I'm always putting myself in the position of the other person on the other side of the computer screen, right? So I'm always thinking about, what is it that my network needs to hear this week? What is something that I've experienced from a personal business standpoint that they need to hear so I can inspire them, so I can motivate them, so I can drive them forward? Or what is something that my network needs to know? Again, something that I just alluded to was those 3 LinkedIn features that were going away. My network needed to know about that. So I wasn't going to sit on that information. I was going to come right out and I was going to let people know, hey, as of the 26th, of June, these features are gone. Also, what does my network want to learn most about? So this is why market research is so important on LinkedIn. And this is why you need to be on top of your game in your profession and in your industry. Because your network will tell you exactly what it is that they want to learn, and they want to learn that from you. So really think about, what does my network want to learn most about? Then thinking about, what is my network's biggest pain point? When people have significant pain in their life and their business, what are they looking for? They're looking for solutions. So for every problem that someone has, there's a solution for that problem. So you need to be that solution-oriented person to say, you know what? These are the pain points that you're experiencing. Here are some solutions. And you do that with your content. The same thing is the struggles that people may have. Something that I always ask my audience is questions about, what are they struggling with in their business? Are you struggling with leads? Are you struggling with content ideas? Are you struggling with getting to know all the LinkedIn features? Now, and people say, yes, I'm struggling with this. Guess what I'll do? I'll create content back around those known struggles. So again, I can draw people closer to me, nurture them the right way with my content. If that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. The other thing is thinking about, what is it that my network wants to learn most about? right? What is it that my network wants to learn most about? They want to learn XYZ topic. They want to learn. Every single one of you is a wealth of knowledge. Every single one of you. And here's the misconception about being an expert, right? I'm not sure if you've ever heard this. To be considered an expert, all you have to do is know something that someone else doesn't. And I can guarantee every single one of you knows something about what you do that other people don't. If you can agree with that statement, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. All of you are experts. You have to lean into that and accept it. Yes, I'm an expert. I need to provide that content and that relevant information that these people need to hear. Ideally, you want to strive to post 3 times per week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you do this to stay top of mind with your audience. You are in the business of solving problems for people. So let your posts reflect whether they are specific to your business or not. The great thing is all of your content that you create can be repurposed into multiple pieces of content. I do this all the time. I strive to work smarter and not harder. So what are the different types of posts that I can do? So here's what I recommend. So if everybody is clear so far, just type the word clear in the chat. I just want to make sure everybody is clear so far. Type the word clear in the chat. Okay. So these are things that, again, I want you guys to stop thinking that the only way that I can generate leads and sales on LinkedIn is just by connecting and messaging. That's the nucleus, but it's all these other things that I'm going over with you right now that are going to be the game changer in what you're going to do. So on Mondays, what you want to strive to do is post an informative or educational video. It doesn't have to be a LinkedIn Live. It can be a pre-recorded video using just your phone. You can literally just hit record and you can do a 2 to 4 minute length video giving value added information. So let me ask you guys this question. Type in the chat, what is a topic? What is a topic that you know you could talk about for 2 to 4 minutes without having to plan? So what is something that you can talk about for 2 to 4 minutes? You hit record and you can just spitball for 2 to 4 minutes about a specific topic, and you know you can do it unscripted. Forgiveness, cash flow, hotel negotiations and contracts, how we self-sabotage, maintaining healthy skin, acceptance. Awesome. So these are all things, again, business valuation, values. These are all things that we know that we can be giving our audience right now. Something I said very early on in today's training is we tend to overcomplicate this process. Remember, you're not talking about things that you don't know about. You're talking about things that you do know about. Now, Wednesday, I like market research. Now, how many of you do market research for your business and your network? Type a Y or a yes or an N or a no. How many of you do market research? Yes? No. Well, okay. Well, those that are, good. Those that are not, you got to start. Market research is essential if you are looking to grow and scale your business. Without market research, guess what? You don't know what people are struggling with. You don't know what people want to learn about, and you don't know what you should be educating them on. If you can agree with that statement, drop a Y or a yes in the chat box. That's why on Wednesdays, you want to create a poll question on LinkedIn that allows you to find out the pain point or an area of improvement your network is looking for. So drop a Y or a yes or an N or a no if you are or are not doing a weekly poll question to find this information out. And I'm going to show you all an example of all of these. Yes. So no, 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 no. Okay. Now we need to agree to start doing polls each week on LinkedIn. I cannot tell you enough how valuable they are. I did one today in a group that I'm in. It's a networking group. I have over 300 votes, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like and how you can actually nurture people from that. Now, Friday, you want to post a long form piece of content up to 3,000 characters if it's going to be a post, or you can do a longer form piece of content into an article or newsletter form. So how many of you, you can type in not me or me, how many of you have a newsletter on LinkedIn? Me if you do, not me if you don't. No, me, not me, not me. Okay. So newsletters are great, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples why. I have, I think, 7,200 subscribers of my newsletter on LinkedIn. It's called LinkedIn Tips and Updates. You want to create long form pieces of content based on things that you've already spoken about. And that's the good thing, is that you don't need to do anything different. You create it right from your personal profile, and you can reshare it. You can repurpose it into different information. So you literally could take your video topic that you did on Monday, and you could then repurpose that into a long form piece of content, just writing it out instead. And you can either do it as a post, or you can either do it as an article or a newsletter edition. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, the one thing that I want to do really quickly before we dive in, the second part of this, because we need to go over other ways to nurture and to connect. Now, the one thing that I want everyone to know is it is so beyond important to be on, I always like to use the phrase the cutting edge, but it's really important to understand all of the different facets of LinkedIn. And I'm sure a lot of you, I mean, could you agree? Drop a Y or a yes if you've learned new things this week about LinkedIn that you really didn't know before, or the capability of it. Now, here's the thing. Full backstory, behind the scenes over the last year and a half, I've been putting something together, and I had a membership back in the day. It was more focused on networking strategies, and that was really it. And it was great. But what I've been thinking about is, what can I put together for every single person that really wants to leverage LinkedIn the right way? How can I really educate them in the way that I want to? And everyone is looking for growth on LinkedIn. So drop a Y or a yes if you're looking for growth on LinkedIn. Here's the thing. What I have found is that there's 4 components to really leveraging LinkedIn the right way: the mindset going into how you're going to use LinkedIn, the organization of the structure of what you're going to do on LinkedIn, lead gen strategies, but also LinkedIn features and how you can have them benefit your business. So if that's clear and if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, that's why I've actually, for the first time, I'm opening the doors to a private membership, and it's called the LinkedIn Growth Hub. And it's a monthly membership. It's $49 a month, cancel at any time, or people can pay in full for the year and get a 20% discount. And every month I release a private masterclass on an aspect of what needs to be done on LinkedIn. And I just dropped the link in the chat. I'm only keeping the doors open until Sunday. Once the replays come down on Sunday, the doors to the membership closes. Every single month, I'm releasing a new masterclass, and the masterclasses are going to range to how to leverage a specific LinkedIn feature, a new lead gen strategy that has worked for me, an organizational strategy to your LinkedIn structure, a mindset masterclass on the way that you need to think about using LinkedIn. So if you feel that could benefit you and your business, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is what the membership looks like. It's called the LinkedIn Growth Hub, and there's resources in here. So you can listen to my podcast from here. I always recommend tools and software, books that you should be reading. But basically, anytime there's a new masterclass dropped, you'll get an email. And again, you can see getting your LinkedIn organized. So right here, I did a whole masterclass on how to be consistent with your LinkedIn routine with a worksheet to go along with it. So there's a lot of accountability. LinkedIn features and updates, lead gen tactics, but also there's a bonus library. So I actually have a private training in here that you guys all get access to about how to structure your sales call, content planning, but also you can go in and I have a whole masterclass vault. So say you want to just like do a deep dive with any past lead gen masterclass I've done. Right here, closing questions, U-turn questions, overcoming objections, how to get people to cross the bridge. All of this is available to you. So with the membership, not only do you get access to the portal where you're going to get a new masterclass the first week of every single month ongoing, but you can dive into all of the past masterclasses. So if everybody is clear on what this is, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. I just want to make sure everyone is clear on this. And again, I'm only opening the doors for the next 96 hours. That's it. And again, this is going to move the needle of your business forward. You're learning directly from me. You have a private support email to me. There's a private Facebook group where I'm going to be doing bonus trainings. There's templates, there's resources, there's workbooks and worksheets. And it's all based around all things that you can do to grow your business using LinkedIn. So again, I'm going to drop the link in the chat right there. That has all the information about how you can sign up. Again, if you are looking for a very simplistic way to grow your LinkedIn for a very, very small price, and again, this is not fluff. All these masterclasses, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm showing you what to do. I'm doing a slideshow just like this, and I jump on and I show you the tactic. It's not a fluffy type of membership. It's a $49 membership that is going to ROI times whatever you want if you apply what is taught. And again, if someone wanted to commit for the year, again, you get a 20% discount if you pay in full. But remember, the doors are only open until Sunday at 9 p.m. when the replays come down. So if you want to jump in, click on the link. And again, I'm personally helping you. And the reason why I drop a monthly masterclass, because it's done in real time. I think about a topic that's working for me, a strategy that's working for me. I do a private class on it and I drop it to you, and you can access it that first Monday of the month. That's how this is going to be. So if you're ready to move the needle forward, you can click on the link, you can sign up, you get instant access. And I'm dropping a brand new masterclass actually this coming Monday because it's the first Monday of July. So you'll be getting a brand new masterclass come this Monday if you are a member. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Again, remember, it's only $49 a month. Cancel at any time, but also you can pay in full, be one and done. And again, you get access for the year and you get a 20% discount for doing so. Now, something that I did fail to mention is anyone that is a member of the LinkedIn Growth Hub, you can become an affiliate for free. So when you sign up, you can sign up to be an affiliate. You can share your affiliate link at any point. You get a 20% commission every single month for any person that signs up. So basically, for any person that joins, you get a $10 a month commission reoccurring as long as they are a member, or a 20% commission if they pay in full. So again, I'm always looking not only to provide value, but I'm always looking to put money in the pockets of those that put it in mine. I want to, again, we have to keep that circulation of money going, and I want to see all that for you. So again, I'm just going to drop the link in there one more time. If you're ready to learn more from me, past the workshop, again, this is your chance to do so. If you want to be up to date on the latest features, the latest ways to use LinkedIn, the way that you can really maximize in a very, very simplistic way. And the great thing is the masterclasses at most are going to be 15 to 18 minutes long. That's it. That way you can learn really quickly, apply, and get those results. Now, so again, you have until Sunday to sign up and would love to see you a part of the LinkedIn Growth Hub. So back to what we were discussing, obviously the content, which I'm going to show you shortly, we also need to talk about other ways of how we can nurture our networks. How do we put this whole thing together, right? How do we make sure that what we're doing is getting the results that we want? So again, if you guys can see my screen clearly, please drop a Y or a yes in the chat. I just want to make sure before we dive in, you guys can see it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, the best thing and the best time to apply this strategy is to do things first thing in the morning. So I know everyone has different schedules, but for me, what I have found is the longer that you wait to do something, the less likely it's going to happen. How many of you can relate to that? You have an idea of something that you need to do, and you're like, oh, I'll do it in 30 minutes. Oh, I'll do it in an hour. Oh, and then before you know it, it's 3 days later. Getting your LinkedIn process done first thing in the morning is going to benefit you the most. So blocking off time each day to send out your connections, to send your messages, to produce your content, you want to do that first thing in the morning. Make sure that you block off about 20 minutes a day. That's all you need to do. 20 minutes a day per week, per morning, per week to implement this strategy. Type I can if you feel you can block out 20 minutes a day to do this. And I just want you guys to know, if you felt that this workshop has moved the needle for you, again, this is not to plug the Growth Hub, but if you want some deeper trainings, if you want some more needle moving stuff, you're going to find it in the Growth Hub, because there's the bonus library, everything that you need to know. You're going to hear it from me first, and you're going to get that information first. Now, just remember, you're a farmer. You're not a hunter. You are planting seeds, right? The person who plants the most seeds, what? Reaps the greatest harvest. Now, if we were to take a snapshot of your 20-minute flow, you want to send out your highly targeted connection requests for the day first thing. Get those 14 to 18 done. Then you're going to properly message your new contacts from the previous day of the people that accepted. And then if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, provide that one piece of thought-provoking and educational information in the form of a post, article, or video, but also poll question Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If that is clear, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Again, connections, messages, content. That's it. CMC. Connections, messages, content. That is your flow. Now, the other things that you can do, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, is using the automated messages that LinkedIn provides to stay engaged with your network. This is the happy birthday, the work anniversary, the change of a job. Type a Y or a yes or an N or a no if you are or are not using those automated messages that LinkedIn gives you. Yes, yes, no, yes, no. Okay. These are so beyond important. That was Siri. This is so beyond important because, again, remember, there are a lot of people that may not respond to that first message, but they may respond to a happy birthday message, which means, guess what? Door of conversation is open. So every day you want to look to go in and send these messages, and I'm going to show you where to find them. Also, send a gratitude message to someone who engages with your content, votes in one of your polls, or becomes a subscriber of your newsletter. And just thanking them. You know, hey, thank you so much for subscribing to my newsletter. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, thank you so much for voting in my poll. If I can be of any service or help, let me know. Hey, thank you so much for commenting, liking, or engaging in my post. If I can be of any help or service, let me know. That's it. You're not looking to sell and pitch. Well, I post. So Richard said, how do you do this if you don't work 5 days a week? So I still post my content on Wednesdays and I still post my content on Fridays. And I still plant seeds, but I don't book calls on Wednesdays or Fridays. I schedule my calls around days that I actually am working. So for anyone that has a schedule like Nancy and I do, because we work Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, you work your schedule and this system around what days you are working. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Okay, yeah, you make this your own. That's the idea. You also want to look at the analytics of your posts and your profile. And I'm going to show you what to do and what that means. LinkedIn will show you what is working and what's not working. Now, something that we did not talk about. There are 6 ways that you can get in trouble on LinkedIn. Number 1, make sure you are sending connections to the right people. Do not spray and pray. Meaning, if you are sending connections to the wrong people, you're going to ignore your connections, and that could put you in LinkedIn jail. Make sure you don't send too many connection requests per day, but also per week. You're not a spammer. Remember, 100 per week. We went over this on day number 1. Make sure you delete those requests that are 3 weeks and older at the end of each month, or you won't be able to send more. Make sure you do not use software that connects and messages for you. This violates the terms of the user agreement of LinkedIn that you agreed to when you opened your account. And there will be marketing firms and individuals that tell you otherwise, that they abide by the user agreement of LinkedIn. But if it's done through using software that connects and messages for you, it is violating it, and LinkedIn can and will delete your account. Make sure you don't have anyone log in as you, acting as you from another IP address. If it's unfamiliar, LinkedIn can look at it, block it, and delete your account that way. But again, do not search more than 12 to 15 times per month, 2 to 3 times per week. You'll run out of your searches and you will have to wait until the first of the month until they're refreshed. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure everybody is with me. All right, so now we're going to jump onto LinkedIn, and I want to kind of show you in real time what some of this stuff looks like. So if everyone is getting a little bit more clear, Tom, you said why to what? Just type that in the chat. Just want to make sure everybody is clear on why or yes. I see what he did. He put actually the word why. I got it. And that is why humor is one of his superpowers, which he stated earlier. Okay. Now, first and foremost, I want to show you, and if you guys can see my screen, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure. Now, I just want to show you the different types of content that you can create on LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all my posts, and I'm going to show you an example of a pre-recorded video and an example of a LinkedIn Live. So this was a pre-recorded video that I did. Again, I always hold my phone up this way. So I'm always holding my phone straight up and down, and you can see, you know, this one ended up being 5 minutes, but you can see these are all about 2 to 4 minutes in length. So when I click on this, it's just going to show you, this is about being thankful for certain things. And this was around Thanksgiving. And again, I was just wishing people a happy Thanksgiving. Other things that you can do is you can talk about things that relevant. I think this was from my birthday. I think this was when I was down the shore. Again, this was like 3 reasons why going to the gym on a regular basis is just like growing your business. So I always correlated it to, obviously going to the gym, rinse, wash, repeat, have that routine, have that structure. But also you can do regular lives. So I did a live video the other day right here. And this was basically 2 amazing LinkedIn features you must take advantage of. Now, if you're going to be doing a live video, it's going to be a little bit longer in length, 15 to 20 minutes. But again, I want you guys to start with the native videos, which I just showed you. So again, you're just going to hold your phone here. You're just going to hit record, 2 to 4 minutes, upload it right to LinkedIn. If you guys are clear on that, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Awesome. So that is what a Monday post could look like. Now, when I go back and I want to show you guys what a regular post looks like. So I do Oh, uploading a video is basically on the mobile app. All you have to do is go onto LinkedIn and you just click start a post, and there's a little video camera. You just click on upload photo or video. It will ask to access your camera roll, and you just select the video that you just shot. You'll hit upload, and it'll upload and process. It'll say something about this post. You'll type in some information about what that video is about, and then you just hit publish. That's simple. Very, very easy. So this was a post that I did the other day. And this was basically, and you can upload from the desktop. Yes, if someone wanted to use maybe Zoom to do your videos instead, you can record your video on Zoom, and then you can just upload it right to LinkedIn like that. So just to kind of show you, if I wanted to, upload a video, I can just click video right here, select my video to share, and it will take me to any MP4 videos that I have saved to my computer, and then I can upload it that way. So you can absolutely do that. Yes. Just want to make sure you guys saw that option as well. So again, another post, again, I have a little picture that basically, is 3 surprising strategies to skyrocket your visibility on LinkedIn. And I gave 3 tips, right? So I have collaborative articles, LinkedIn newsletters, engage, the power of connecting with people on LinkedIn. So that's an example of a longer form post. This is under 3,000 characters. So that is what a post can look like. I have a picture of myself and Nancy. You can do a picture of just you. You can do a picture that's related to your content. So again, if that's clear, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, the other thing that you can see is I did a poll. So this poll has gotten 298 votes already. And basically the question is, do you feel there's a big problem with the amount of spam messages and connection requests on LinkedIn? 60%, well, I'll say 84% say yes or sorta. So here's the thing. Now I'm doing that market research like we talked about before. So if there's a lot of people that feel there's a big problem with the amount of spam messages and connection requests, I can then take this information, and next week I can then post something based on how to help people reduce the amount of spam messages and reduce the amount of spam connection requests. And can you post actual 2-sided newsletter as a PDF? You can actually upload documents Kanban style. There is no negative or benefit. So if someone has maybe a 2, 3, or 4-page PDF, you can upload that as a LinkedIn document, which I'll show you that feature in a second. So people can slide through that way. So that is also another way that people post their content. You can upload a document. So if you guys have maybe a PDF saved on your computer that educates and informs, you absolutely could upload that. So if everybody is clear on the power of doing a LinkedIn poll like you're seeing right here, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Yep, and the PDF that you uploads as a carousel. Yes. Okay, awesome. Now, the other thing that you can do is a LinkedIn newsletter. Now, a LinkedIn newsletter is something that you actually have to create by clicking write an article. And obviously you would select your, for people that want to know how to do a LinkedIn poll, all you're going to do is click start a post, and you're going to click where it says more or these 3 dots. And you're going to see right here, it's going to say create a poll. You create the poll. There's your question, your answers, done. And then you post. That's simple. Now, if you wanted to upload a document that you want to share, you can click add a document. You can choose your file. You can pick a PDF that you have saved on your computer, and you can upload it right then and there. Now, the one thing that people didn't realize is you can do multiple things like adding a photo. You can add your video. Again, you can do your poll, or you can do your document. If you are going to write an article or a newsletter edition, you have to click this little orange area. You can do a poll, a post, and a video from your phone and the mobile and the desktop. You can do articles and documents only from the desktop. So I just want to make sure you guys are clear on that. If you're clear on that, type the word clear in the chat. So you can do polls, you can do posts, videos, pictures from both the desktop and the mobile, but only articles and documents can be done from the computer. Now, if you want to write an article or you want to share a newsletter edition, you can click write an article. You're just going to click next. And then again, you would add some sort of headline. You would add a little cover image and then your content. And, you know, this is my newsletter. I'm going to show you what it looks like over here. And you can see right here, almost 7,200 subscribers. Now, again, the other thing is it gets great engagement because obviously you're writing things. So my newsletter is based on teaching people what it is that they need to know about LinkedIn tips and updates. So again, everything is to educate and inform. So all of you would create a newsletter if you wanted to create one based on the knowledge that you have in the area of the things that you teach. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So it could be, you know, the emotional intelligence newsletter or overcoming grief newsletter, whatever it is, whatever you teach, that is what your newsletter is going to be based around. And then again, all the things that you do are to educate and inform people about those specific things. Now, if you don't want to do a newsletter right away, you do not have to. Again, that is something that you can work up to. But again, starting with your video, starting with your poll question and your long form piece of content or a post, that is where you want to begin. So if everyone is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, the notification section right here is where it's going to show you if there are any things that you need. An article and a newsletter, the only difference is a newsletter goes to dedicated subscribers that want to hear from you. An article goes out to the LinkedIn ethos, so it's not directed towards individual people. So I always recommend starting a newsletter if you have the ability to do so, because then it's going to be a highly targeted information source to a specific demographic of people that want to learn from you. Now, so you can see right here, Magda Diaz, she's starting an additional position. So I can say congrats. And all I'm going to do is just hit send. And I say congrats on the new role. Now, the other thing I can do is I can click on the gray area right here. And watch how cool this is. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this area right here. If you guys can see that area that I circled, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So what I can do is I can view more things that are going on notification-wise and watch what happens. So this takes you to the bulk notification section. So I could literally just run right down the line. Send. 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 Just like that. Then I can go to birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Right down the line. Work anniversaries. Message. Congrats. 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 If everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, the great thing is there's no limit for this. No limit. If LinkedIn is giving you 60 people to message, you're not going to get dinged, because this is the way that you can nurture your network. Now, the gray bar is, again, all you have to do is go to your notification section. All you have to do is click on the gray area right here, and that'll take you to that person's post, and then you'll see view more job changes. And again, some people do a verbal celebration message. That's fine. I'm into speed. I don't want to take up any additional time from my 20-minute method. So clicking that automated post is more than enough, because there's so many people that are not even doing it anyway. And if someone responds back and they fit into one of that ideal client or that power partner bucket, guess what? Now you can reopen the door of conversation. You can just wrap back around. You are so welcome. I know we haven't spoken before, but would love to hear what you're working on, share more about what I'm working on, and how we can support each other here on LinkedIn. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. And again, this is recorded. You'll get the replay of this. And again, any questions that you guys have, please email me or just show up tomorrow and you can ask all questions about anything that we have covered today. Now, the other thing that you want to make sure that you do is, again, you can start with some gratitude. So people that actually, like and comment. So what I can do is I can click on, Raymond, for example. I can click on message and I can say, hi, my friend. I just wanted to say thank you so much for liking and supporting my post from the other day. It means so much to me, and I am grateful for you and your connection. That's it. Now, that can be interchanged with thank you for subscribing to my newsletter. Thank you for voting in my poll, just like that. Now, if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So again, these are additional ways to generate conversations just by leaving people better, wishing people a happy birthday, right? Congratulating them, all those things. And it works. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with that use just that automated message system, and they're booking calls left and right, and they're meeting people, and they're forming connections and relationships. So if everybody is clear on what we've gone over today as far as the content, but also the way to nurture the way that I just showed you, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, again, really quickly, just remember, the doors to the LinkedIn Growth Hub are open. And again, I am going to leave the link right there. It's only $49 a month. You get a new monthly masterclass every single month, the first Monday of every month, ongoing. You can pay in full. You can get a 20% discount for doing so. You can sign up as an affiliate and earn commission just for referring people to the Growth Hub. And there's a whole resource library, workbooks, private Facebook group, support email, anything that you want to learn about LinkedIn to take things to the next level. That's exactly why this was created. So again, just a reminder, the doors to the LinkedIn Growth Hub close the same time the replays come down on Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you're really looking to stay better connected with me moving forward after the workshop is done, you want to continue to learn my strategies about LinkedIn, how you can grow your business, how you can grow your LinkedIn strategies. That's exactly why the LinkedIn Growth Hub was created. Now, your accountability assignment for today into tomorrow is to create a piece of content on LinkedIn that educates and informs. It could be a video, it could be a poll, it could be a post. And all you have to do is take a screenshot of it and post that picture in the day 3 homework thread in the Facebook group, or drop the URL of your LinkedIn post in the comments in the Facebook group. That's all you have to do. You just got to post a piece of educational and informational content on LinkedIn. If everybody is clear on your accountability assignment, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. And again, I just really want to encourage you guys to invest in yourselves, and joining this private community, the LinkedIn Growth Hub. That's the whole reason for it, because I want every member of the Growth Hub to be the first one to know if something has changed on LinkedIn, if something is going to benefit you and your business on LinkedIn, if you need a specific strategy or accountability. That's what you're going to learn in there. So again, there's going to be 4 more winners announced. Where do quotes and carousel posts fit in? Again, the great thing about LinkedIn is whatever type of content you want to create, whether it's a carousel post, a quote, a picture, a video, a poll, an article, a newsletter, you can choose any one of those types of content. Just make sure it's being done Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You don't have to completely adopt my principle of video on Monday, poll question Wednesday, long form post on Friday. I want you guys to do it the way that you feel most comfortable, just making sure that you're getting yourself out there and visible. So if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, I have 4 more winners to announce right now, and there'll be 4 more announced tomorrow. Remember, you can email me. I'm going to type my email address in the chat again. Scott@scottaaron.net. All you have to do in the subject line is just put question for tomorrow, type your question, and I will be reading from those first and foremost. They take first priority. And then again, I'll open up the room after I get through all the pre-submitted questions tomorrow at 1. 2 homework winners, Bob Triscoli and Tara Olson, and the 2 social media winners, Judy Travis and Gail Moulton. So congratulations to the 4 winners. 4 more will be announced tomorrow. Again, I'm going to leave the link one last time to the LinkedIn Growth Hub. If you're ready to jump in for only $49 a month, cancel at any time, or paid in full, 20% discount. I would love to see you a part of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed day number 3. Remember, tomorrow is 60 minutes of Q&A. We're going to be going over everything that we covered in the past 3 days, and I am here to serve you the best way I can. So love and gratitude. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.